A strong south swell is keeping lifeguards busy across the San Diego coast.
Yeah, this whole week we've been talking about all that heat and humidity, so a lot of families headed to the coast for a break from that. But it turns out one of the biggest weather threats might actually be at the beach.
ABC 10 News anchor Gabe Salazar is live in La Jolla. Gabe, the city says there's one particular spot that's causing a lot of concern.
Yeah, Jared and Mel, good morning. So, in fact, lifeguards tell me that there have been nearly 300 water rescues since last Sunday along the San Diego coast. And Windansea Beach, that's the main culprit here. They say on average they get about 40 rescues on a given day. And we're here along the La Jolla coast. You can see the waves just kicking right now. We're just approaching morning high tide, which is just after 7 a.m. So that's actually the best time to get in the water if you're a surfer. But these dangers can turn dangerous very quickly. Take a look at video now from a water rescue along Torrey Pines State Beach. It shows lifeguards reaching an exhausted swimmer as he began to lose strength after getting caught in a rip current. So if you're heading to the beach and planning to head into the water, always check in with the lifeguard first.
It's always a good idea to check with the lifeguard before going in the water if not very familiar with the area, because rip currents can occur in some areas that they haven't previously that day, and yeah, they're hard to spot unless you have a very trained eye or are in the water all the time.
And here along the coast, you can visually tell if there's a rip current just by taking a look here. If you see the water churning when the wave starts to break, you can already tell that the water is going away from the shore. So if you're ever caught in one, the best thing to do is just to tread water, try to stay as afloat as much as you can, and try to swim parallel to the shore because these rip currents try to take you away from it. So that's what to do if you're ever caught in a rip current or a longshore current. In La Jolla Shores, Gabe Salazar, ABC 10 News.
Well, San Diego Unified is cracking down on screen time in the classroom. The board unanimously approved changes that will begin in August for the upcoming school year. It includes banning video streaming like YouTube, as well as gaming platforms, and also removing computers for most TK students. This expands SDUSD's efforts to get the kids off devices after banning phones last year. Over time, the school district will look to provide resources that give information for students and parents on technology usage.
Another city's putting strict rules on e-bikes. The San Diego City Council approved new regulations banning kids under 12 from riding Class 1 or 2 e-bikes. The rules also require helmets, and passengers are only allowed if the bike has a permanent second seat. San Diego is now the 8th city in the county to adopt e-bike rules in the wake of a steep rise in injuries. Rady Children's Hospital says they treated 262 traumatic e-bike injuries in 2025. Enforcement for these new rules will start after a 60-day education period. Police will then hand out $25 fines to rule breakers. Riders can get that fine dismissed if they take a free safety course within 120 days.
They understand that the real cost is in the overall package of the stay, not just in the upfront price.
Well, if you're booking a summer getaway, just know planning in advance might actually be costing you more.
After the break, Scripps News Group's consumer reporter John Matarese will reveal the booking sweet spot that could save you hundreds on your next trip.
At 6:14, we're taking a live look here at the airport. I know many of you are planning for summer trips or summer getaways. Wherever you're going, you know what? Hopefully you have a great time. Hopefully the weather cooperates. Let's check in now with Megan, who's going to give us an overview of what we're dealing with across the country.
I'm Megan Perry, ABC 10 News meteorologist in San Diego and the FAA Weather Squad guest this week. So the severe weather continues Wednesday, expecting damaging winds, large hail, and a possible tornado in the Great Plains, with concerns out towards Mississippi, maybe even Wisconsin. The airports most likely impacted will be Dallas and Kansas City, where of course they're hosting World Cup games on Thursday. Speaking of Thursday, the two main zones for severe weather will once again be in Denver up towards parts of Wyoming, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri. Flash flooding also a concern both Wednesday and Thursday in these areas. Thursday, you can see the storm threat over the plains, including during the match of the FIFA World Cup in Kansas City. Friday, those storms are still possible in the Central Plains through the Midwest, while strong wind may be impacting the West, not only Friday, but Saturday as well. Sunday, wind and scattered storms will be continuing to impact areas near the Rockies out towards Minneapolis and down to Texas. Safe travels wherever you're headed and enjoy the journey.
You know, if you still need to book a hotel for like a 4th of July trip, you might be in luck because you're in what's being called a new sweet spot for booking hotel stays. Scripps News Group's consumer reporter John Matarese has new insights on hotel savings.
Think booking a hotel months in advance will help you save? Not necessarily. A new report finds many travelers are now finding great last-minute hotel deals and saving a lot of money.
Downtown hotel, busy summer weekend.
I'm assuming we don't need the car anytime soon.
The prices can be sky high. Hannah Digger, in town for a Savannah Bananas game, hoped for a better deal.
It was a little higher than normal.
Even though she booked well in advance.
A few months, couple months.
But a new report shows waiting can pay off for late bookers like Ken Whitaker.
It was like a week ago. It was only a week ago.
The hotel price index from Hotels.com says the sweet spot is 8 to 14 days before your stay, saving about 23% compared to booking 4 months out.
Now, there's some risk involved in that. So I always make sure that I have a refundable hotel booked. And then if I can beat it, great.
Melanie Fish with Hotels.com says travelers are using filters to get more for their money.
The filter that is really attracting people's attention is that budget filter. The use of it has gone up 1,800% this summer.
Also, filters tied to free parking, meal plans, or free breakfast.
They understand that the real cost is in the overall package of the stay, not just in the upfront price.
More ways to save. Start your stay on a Sunday, not Friday, the most expensive check-in day. Join hotel rewards programs and pick destinations with dropping rates like North Myrtle Beach, Las Vegas, Bozeman, Park City, and Siesta Key. Crete Cower found even discount rates can add up.
It was about, I think, $250 for us because conference rate.
So hit that sweet spot and skip Friday check-ins so you don't waste your money. John Matarese, Scripps News Group.
Got a big crash that just came up on the 805 right now, causing a bit of a backup as you pass the 52. This was a car that flipped over in the left lane on the 805 North. Highway Patrol says they're checking on it. It looks like it might have come from the southbound side and went over the center divide into the HOV lane. So you see how that's changing even as we speak, from just a mild slowdown to a very slow stretch of road crossing the 52. If you are heading up that way, it might be better to consider taking Balboa maybe over to the 5 and take the 5 North instead. Meanwhile, we're still looking at this crash on the 5 North at Pershing. That car's on the right shoulder, so as you're coming off the 94, stay to the left if you're heading through downtown.
The first ever NASCAR race here in San Diego is in the rearview mirror, but it might not be the last.
Why organizers say this sold-out weekend was a big success, and the conversation's already underway to bring the cars back next year.
Skycam Views, sponsored by Carlsbad Solar.
All right, taking you from Del Mar, the San Diego County Fair, going to open here in about 4.5 hours over to La Jolla, where it's still pretty cloudy. We are in the middle of the week. Some parts of the county going to be warm once again. You can guess where that is, the desert, where we're going to be very, very hot, already near 90 degrees in Borrego Springs. Let's see how the rest of your weather is going to shape up with Megan Perry.
Now, the ABC 10 News Pinpoint Weather Super 7-Day Forecast.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday. So today's going to be another muggy day and still warm, and we're not going to see as many clouds. So that does mean that it will actually be a little bit warmer than yesterday. Still dealing with that mugginess. That monsoon flow is still with us. So we are going to see improving conditions as far as the humidity goes starting tomorrow into the weekend. However, if you live along the coast, we have the marine layer. It's always going to be a little bit muggier there. So along the coast, some patchy low clouds early. That'll be clearing out with temperatures generally in the low to mid 70s by the afternoon. And we're still dealing with that elevated surf along our coastline. A lot of people headed to the beaches to beat the heat. We do have elevated surf and strong rip currents, and this is in effect, this beach hazard statement, until 10 p.m. tomorrow. Wave heights of about 3 to 6 feet. It will be cooler this weekend with a return of the marine layers spreading farther inland for the coast and inland neighborhoods. So temperatures will also be tapering off for the inland neighborhoods as well. But today is still pretty warm. We're looking at mostly mid 80s with a few upper 80s for some of the warmer spots. Some patchy low clouds early, otherwise a lot of sunshine today, and temperatures will be cooling off with more of those marine layer clouds this weekend. Temperatures, in fact, back into the mid 70s. Now for the mountains, we do have a very slight chance for a stray shower or thunderstorm here today. It's not likely, it's just not out of the question. We do have that monsoon flow coming in, so there's a lot of moisture present. A bit breezy tomorrow, but temperatures start to taper off with greater cooling this weekend, hovering in the mid 60s to low 70s with those gustier winds. Now the deserts, we do have some extreme heat here. In fact, an extreme heat warning begins at 11 a.m. and it lasts until 8 p.m. tomorrow. Highs up to 110 degrees both today and tomorrow, but we do briefly cool to the 90s by Sunday.
A big crash on the 805 North right now near the Golden Triangle. This is just off of Governor. A car blocking the left lane. That's the HOV lane, the carpool lane, but it's still causing a backup as you go south. Cars backing up south of the 52 even. This is one car flipped over on its side. CHP says they're looking into if it came from the southbound side one over the center divider into the lanes. No word yet on injuries, but again, if you're heading north, maybe to the Sorrento Valley area, to your job at like Qualcomm or some of those other biotech places, you might want to look into some surface streets, getting off the freeway a little sooner before the 52 and driving north. The rest of San Diego looks really good this morning. No other backups or crashes to speak of.
NASCAR's debut at Naval Base Coronado brought thousands of racing fans to San Diego last weekend.
And those people spend a lot of money. That's why we love our tourist economy. This
so
morning,
important.
Yeah, it's vital to what we have here. And ABC 10 News reporter Ryan Hill shows how NASCAR put our economy in the fast lane.
The ticket sales split for San Diego NASCAR weekend was a 60-40 split of California residents to out-of-towners. The head of the Regional Chamber of Commerce tells me that split is a good indication of how much out-of-town money was spent here during race weekend.
A lot of positivity, a lot of great takeaways, a lot of excitement about the race, the entire weekend.
The first ever NASCAR race in San Diego and on an active military base came and went as fast as the cars racing in it.
We're encouraged so much so that NASCAR is in conversations about how to bring this event back for next year, which is what we were hoping for, is that we were able to showcase San Diego in a positive light.
Chris Cates, the president and CEO of the San Diego Regional Chamber of Commerce.
The response that we got with ticket sales was truly amazing.
NASCAR tells me the sold-out weekend had a 60-40 split when it comes to who attended race weekend. 60% California residents, 40% from out of state.
When you have 40% of folks coming from outside of not only San Diego, but California, that means that people are coming to San Diego, they're staying in hotel rooms, they're going out to dinner or lunch, spending money at restaurants in the neighborhood. That spending really attracts the investment that we want to see into San Diego.
Kate told me a good comparison for the economic impact to San Diego would be the previous NASCAR event in Chicago.
And if you look at those numbers, they had over $130 million in economic impact.
Kate says, given what we saw in the grandstands and with the ticket sales, things look good for what San Diego should expect.
I think it sheds good light on us being able to not only reach but surpass that economic impact from Chicago, knowing that these conversations about hosting again in San Diego, whereas Chicago was more of a one-time affair.
Ryan Hill, ABC 10 News.
You know, we're always trying to get our kids to put the screens down.
Oh my, it is a struggle.
Stop staring at a computer, the phone, or any of that. Well, big changes are coming to classrooms. San Diego Unified is going to limit tech use.
After the break, ABC 10 News reporter Adam Campos breaks down the restrictions that are soon going into effect.
You're watching ABC 10 News.
It's 6:30 and it's a Wednesday morning.
It's going to get you caught up on the stories that you're going to hear about throughout your day. It started with a standoff and ended with a police shooting and killing a man in an apartment building near Balboa Park Tuesday afternoon. San Diego police say they received a call around 1 p.m. about a man threatening to kill his mom. He barricaded himself inside a fourth-floor apartment, then began to throw heavy items at police officers through his window. That included a microwave, and it cracked the windshield of a police car. The man then set his apartment on fire, forced everyone in that building to evacuate. Officers eventually moved in and shot him a couple hours later.
A teenager killed 50 years ago in Iowa has now been identified as a San Diego native. 15-year-old Cheryl Lynn Edwards was found shot to death in the Mississippi River in 1975. No one at the time knew who she was. With the help of the DNA Doe Project, she was recently identified as Edwards. She was born in San Diego and disappeared from Illinois, where she was living at the time. Her killer was never caught.
And right now at 6:31, we want to bring you across the county here where we're in the middle of the week. And really depending on where you are is depending on if you're seeing sunlight just yet. Looking over La Jolla, it's still fairly cloudy. Cameras facing east, though, we are getting a nice view of the sun here. Mix of sun and clouds this morning. Mid-60s along the coastline. We're seeing low 60s in Poway and in Escondido. If you are in the desert, it is going to be another very hot day. Already, we are in the upper 80s right now. Vista at 64. Chula Vista at 63 degrees. So we have a couple things going on here. First of all, the beach hazard statement that is going to last until tomorrow night. We're dealing with dangerous rip currents and also high surf. Definitely stay away from the water if you are not an expert. One of those days where you kind of just want to watch from the shoreline. And then we're talking about that extreme heat for our deserts and stretching into Imperial Valley. That is going to last until Thursday night. So if you can limit your time outdoors, you want to do so, or bring plenty of extra water because we are forecasted to hit the upper triple digits. 108 forecasted in Borrego Springs. Along the coastline, we're seeing the low to mid 70s. Again, still dealing with that some of that humidity, so it might feel a little bit muggy as we get going with our day.
All right, still tracking this crash on the 805 North near the Golden Triangle, the Governor area. Right now, you're taking a live look at the Home Avenue 94 split in the Mount Hope neighborhood. But as we go to our maps this morning, you'll see drive times are about where they should be in the South Bay. North County is where some of the big problems will be. If you're heading towards Sorrento Valley, give yourself some extra time or maybe look for an alternate route once you get near the 52. This is what it looks like if you're coming from the North County. Pretty good, and East County drive times are also a little slow on the 52, but for the most part, pretty good Wednesday morning. School days are going to look a lot different at San Diego Unified. The district just approved new rules to limit screen time in class.
It really is something that parents and families, I would say, talk about almost daily.
Every day.
Yeah.
If you have a kid and you're talking about screen time, and so getting help from a school is kind of a big deal.
You know the struggle. Well, these rules expand SDUSD's efforts to get the kids off devices after banning phones last year. ABC 10 News reporter Adam Campos joining us now in studio to break down these big changes. Adam.
You know, even as somebody that is not a parent, it's just something that you notice now about screen time. So now with SDSU, this is part of the district's year-long plan to regulate tech in its classrooms. And starting this coming school year on district-owned laptops, no more video streaming platforms like YouTube will be allowed. There's no more non-educational games that will be allowed either. And the district is removing computers for most TK students. And San Diego Unified says it understands the role technology plays in learning, so teachers will still be able to use YouTube for lesson plans. But SDUSD cites growing research that too much screen time can have a negative impact on students' academics and their overall well-being. Board President Richard Barrera says it's important that students are able to learn on their own.
What inevitably will happen is students, fail to learn their basic skills and then depend on, this technology to do that work for them. And that's not what education is supposed to be about.
And you heard me mention about the year-long plan. Over this next academic year, the district is including teachers, families, researchers, and other parties to help make a guide for tech in classrooms. They're going to look at what devices are appropriate for certain age groups, expanding parental controls, and they're planning to keep an eye on AI's development. And again, as mentioned, the new rules go into effect this coming school year on August 10th. Jared, Mel.
Okay, it's official. The city of San Diego is cracking down on e-bikes.
And they're now in the 8th city in the county to impose these kinds of new rules to try and make things safer and reduce reckless riding. So now these new rules in San Diego, you got to be at least 12 years old to ride a class 1 or 2 bike. That's any one of the bikes that goes fast, that has that really strong motor on it. Helmets are required, and a second rider is only allowed if the bike has a permanent second seat.
ABC 10 News reporter Yasmin Ludi looks at the rise in injuries that prompted the council to take action.
I'm here on Pacific Beach Drive in Noy Street, where about a month ago, a teen was hit while riding an e-bike. That situation is just one of many fueling concerns about e-bike safety.
All of us want to see less injuries of kids on our streets.
This is Aria Grossman with Circulate Planning and Policy. I met her across the street from where a 15-year-old was injured on their e-bike after they were hit by a car.
There's been a lot of attention in the news, right? And that's what's led to the adoption of this ordinance on the increase of trauma calls or severe injuries, right? Of kids on e-bikes coming into hospitals. And that's a really big problem.
A recent report from Rady Children's Hospital found 262 traumatic e-bike injuries were treated in 2025. The hospital says e-bike injuries became the #1 reason for emergency visits. The city's new ordinance will prevent kids under 12 from riding e-bikes and require helmets.
I think there's a big gap in this data that we're using to make this decision, and that's, we're seeing these increases in e-bike injuries, but we don't really have a sense of how e-bike use is changing.
Grossman says restrictions are only part of the solution. She believes safer streets and bike infrastructure could also help.
Maybe the solution is more protective infrastructure as opposed to regulating the use of different kinds of bicycles.
While Circulate Planning and Policy works to educate people on bike safety, the city will also focus on a 60-day education period before enforcement. After that, violations could result in a $25 fine with an option to dismiss it by completing a free CHP certified e-bike safety course within 120 days.
Parents are going to have to educate themselves on the different classifications of e-bikes, what is safe to buy for their kids and what isn't, and hopefully this sparks that sort of conversation.
In Pacific Beach, Yasmin Ludi, ABC 10 News.
The new rules must be approved a second time next Tuesday, and once that happens, they will go into effect in 30 days.
All this week, discussions between the U.S. and Iran continue in Switzerland as the two countries try to finalize a peace deal.
A central priority for the White House, ensuring Iran never gets a nuclear weapon. Scripps News Group 70 Liebergen explains some key nuclear program basics we'll probably be hearing a lot about in the coming weeks.
In the new Memorandum of Understanding, Iran commits to not producing or developing a nuclear weapon. But Iran's president says the country's not going to give up the ability to enrich uranium entirely. So let's look at the uranium enrichment process, how it can be used for nuclear power, and when it crosses the line from civilian uses into weapons grade. In this 60-day negotiating period, arguably, one of the biggest issues is the future of Iran's nuclear program and the ability to enrich uranium.
It's a question of principle for Iran. They have asserted a so-called right to enrich under the Non-Proliferation Treaty. It's a fallacy. The Non-Proliferation Treaty is silent on the matter. It does not say that there is a right to enrich. It does not say that there is a prohibition on enrichment.
Uranium is a heavy metal found naturally in the earth. To be used for energy or weapons, it needs to be modified to increase the concentration of the U-235 isotope. Natural uranium has a U-235 content of just 0.7%. To be useful in nuclear power plants, it's typically enriched to 3 to 5%. Tehran's Nuclear Research Center requires uranium enriched to about 20%, and weapons-grade uranium is typically at 90%, but it can have other purposes too, like powering nuclear submarines. A potential deal with Iran could impose limits on enrichment levels, but one of the biggest issues is dealing with the highly enriched uranium Iran already has.
Even if Iran were to not have any new enrichment capacity, that stockpile needs to be dealt with because you can still build nuclear weapons straight away without further enrichment from it.
Experts believe conditions are right for a new nuclear deal to be possible, in part because Iran has a bigger point of leverage.
Iran has a much better tool to force potential opponents to do what it wants by closing the Strait of Hormuz. It doesn't need nuclear weapons to do that.
The White House says Iran has agreed to let international nuclear inspectors back into the country for the first time in years. And any final deal between the U.S. and Iran dealing with Iran's nuclear program is likely to include continued inspections for years to come. Stephanie Liebergen, Scripps News Group, Washington.
The state of economy, it's hard with high gas prices. So it's like, why don't we just stay home?
The average cost for a summer vacation is $4,000. That sounds like, yeah, that price tag is forcing some families to ditch the flights and start exploring their own backyard.
Coming up after the break, consumer reporter Marie Cornell shows us how you can vacation at local resorts for a fraction of the price.
Today's market update sponsored by California Coast Credit Union, improving lives in our community.
Monday and Tuesday were not great for tech stocks, but the markets seem to be bouncing back this morning. The Dow basically even. It's down 13 points right now. It's been kind of back and forth for the last 10, 15 minutes or so of trading. NASDAQ and S&P are both up by about 0.25% as trading gets underway for Wednesday.
If you're looking for something to do over summer and don't want to spend a whole day at the beach, there are other options at hotels that could even save you money.
And every year we come to celebrate her birthday.
For Amy Schillenberg, summer means spending time with her granddaughter and celebrating with friends. But taking trips outside of San Diego can get pricey when factoring in costs.
The state of economy, it's hard with high gas prices. So it's like, why don't we just stay home and have fun and, you know, be able to drive to a place and not drive around like to other states and just enjoy each other's company.
According to the latest data from NerdWallet's Travel Price Index, U.S. travel costs are 11% higher compared to this time in 2025. The average cost for a summer trip in America is expected to cost about $3,940 per traveler for trips requiring flights or paid lodging. That's why Amy chooses staycations for her summer celebrations. Lately, she's been booking day passes through Resort Pass, which is an online booking site where you can access